All right, you're welcome on Blackwood Fire Network. Well, we had the other show that we started earlier, but we had to stop it because I didn't know that our big show was, but I mean, our big channel was active again, so we had to reset the show so that we can start on a bigger channel. And of course, it is already 30 minutes past 2 here in Uganda. Uh, okay, now I'm very sorry. I'm not my image is not very that clear. The last time I used the other light I used to use, I had some problem with my eyes. So the next morning I was feeling like my eyes were not so clear. It's like the light was so much hitting into my face, and my eyes were observing too much light from that lamp I was using. So I'm so very sorry that I always use this, and maybe some of you don't see me clearly. But the good thing is, do you hear what I say? And are we communicating? I feel like that's the most important. Though the picture is also important, but we shall try to electrify that with time. Of course, today we're going to talk about how dark skinned people are treated in Africa, or what it means to be dark skinned in Africa. But before that, I did not, I can't remember who did really ask a question that I should talk about the electricity in my country and in my area. Of course, I was supposed to be here before this time, but look at the time, everybody's sleeping and it's almost 3 a.m. and I'm just coming live. In fact, I came in at 2, so which is very sad. The electricity in Africa, Keith. Keith says that I sound good now. Uh, my sound is good. Okay. I thought it was my sound is going. Keith, to bear with me. Some a year ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I don't remember when it was last on Breakfast Network. But you remember my power. The electricity did not have issues. So the electricity of Uganda does not have problems. Apart from one thing I know right now, it's all about politics. The people are trying so hard to keep people away from the information, away from the television. Say it. Okay, now I don't want to talk about this time. I'm just responding to the question that my brother asked that I should discuss about the electricity. It's a very large thing, of course, when we go to the political part of Uganda. So yeah, so now, I'm just coming right now because of the electricity. They try several much to keep people away from social media, away from their television, away from communication, and of course, so but well, the Uganda, I remember we always do, and I remember sometime back when I was still on Black Hoffa Network before today or before this time, we always had electricity. So that wasn't a problem to me. Because I remember sometime Keith was like, how come the Maria's electricity and network is always good? But with the network, I think because now I live in a different place, I live in a different house compared to God, now I don't know what's going on. Ah, shit is happening again. My phone. I have to move to the other way to seat so where the network. Oh my God. Where's the okay now? I think I'm back. I don't know why I'm back and forth. I don't know why I sorry. Did I even say that? Whatever. I'm not a white woman anyway. Of course, let me first read your comments. I've not been on and Mario question if you're close to the government workers is the electrical better? Well, the the electricity here has okay, the electrical distribution in Uganda has nothing to do with the government workers or something. Probably government because we live like in the same locality, so we get the supply from almost the same point, though different transformers, but the same point, So if I'm right now in Chisasi, I'm so close to the Bobby Wines. It's Bobby Wines community is just across my road. So sometimes you'll find that we do have in another places they do not, and in another places they do. Up countries, in up countries, by the way, there is electricity 24/7, and now this is happening in the city because people in the city are always using social media, TVs, and what have you. So by up country, I can bet if they do not have they do have electricity. Now that's the funniest thing. I don't know what's happening to my network right now. It should be so very clear, 100%, because I believe like almost everyone is sleeping. And then, but well, I'm back. So hardwire the internet card during the show. Wi-Fi isn't as stable. Well, yeah, yeah, this is a damn shame spectacle. I'm trying to read through the comments. So this is what happens. But before that, Uganda's electricity was very, very stable. So I feel that could be the reason. And whenever I'm calling my mom, she says that they do have electricity throughout the whole day. It's like up countries do have electricity now. This is happening in the city, and it's because of political issues, of course. And the question about government. Workers having an advantage. No, 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 no. That is not like that because of course, even if they wanted them to, uh even if they wanted them to, there is no way how they can't do that. So yeah, they are also suffering just as much as we are. And so stepdad says this is a damn shame expected that like he was expecting that, so there is no much hallelujah about it. But well, that's it. That's what happens in Africa. That's really what happens. So with the situation in Africa, you expect for weird things. Sean Scott says, "Good evening, Maria. Salute the Malinative family out there." Okay, I'm late. No, Sean, you're not very late. Actually, you're not. We've not started long ago. And of course, you're very welcome, my brother. And I can't wait to see my sister Nisha and other ladies in the family showing up. It's always my pleasure to see the girls trip down with me. And of course, I'm also so very excited to see the kings. Why not? Yeah, guys, are so very much welcome on Black Hole Friday Network. It's me, Maria, and like I said, it's what Amy. It's past 2 a.m. in the morning here in Uganda, and I'm sorry, I should say I came late, but because maybe it favors you, but here it's already late, but we shall still continue with our thing. So, we've been talking about how dark skinned people are treated in Africa, or what it means to be dark skinned. But earlier before, I say that when you're in Africa and you're dark skin, there's a high, everyone is like skin shaming you. Okay, sometimes you'll pass a crowd and everybody's like, oh, okay, he's so dark or he was. So it's like an insult here. It's like everyone uses that to insult the other, but yet everyone outside Africa believes that it's comfortable being dark skinned in Africa. So I so much believe, even you watching me think that it's in Africa where you can only feel so 100% comfortable about your skin and how deep dark is your skin. But well, it is not, because Africans are so very much brainwashed. But again, to a certain extent, I feel like there is a way Africans are created in a very different kind of way, that they so much try to turn a blind eye on very many things, yet they are really seeing this thing because I've so much seen, to give examples of like very many celebrities in the western part of Africa, that's Nigeria, where there is a high rate of us bleaching and makeup use, and this whole thing, because they are so very much developed, I should say. uh, Lando says, okay, Maria, I'm back with you again. Let's start the dialogue. Yes, Lando, you're very much welcome. Dwight Davidson, thank you very much for coming. Lando, you're back, and I'm always so excited to see you with me here all the time. And thank you very much for keeping uh, up with my shows and coming, and all my brothers who have just come, and I'm also waiting for the ladies to come in. And of course, like I asked you guys to share with me what it is to be dark skinned in wherever you are outside Africa. So like I said before, I was giving you examples of countries like Nigeria, where there is a lot of skin bleaching, and this whole use of makeup in women and men. And now in Nigeria is, most of the celebrities, I don't know what's really going on. Most of the celebrities in Nigeria also do bleach, which is very weird, because celebrities now will be people trying to show the world that it's okay because like everyone sees them. uh, so it is happening in Africa, and it's very funny. So I feel like changing your skin is a sign that you have a lot of money, or you have to change your skin to show that, I don't know. Maybe it looks okay. People feel like that skin does not look better, so when you do change, it's better and looks. I don't know, because well, I don't see the reason, but turning back to our African queens now. Most men in Africa will like to have this kind of bleached woman or light skinned woman, go out with her for parties and then outing, of course. But in the end of it all, he's gonna marry a dark skinned woman. We can see the likes of Baba, who is two-faced. I can still give you a huge example of course, the current man we are seeing right now trying to contest for presidency, having a dark-skinned wife, and also Baba Two-Face having a dark-skinned wife back before they were dating this guy. Going out all the camera throughout with light-skinned women. So I feel like African men see like when you do bleach your skin, you are this like a slave mama or slave queen. So just a baby you take out to have cash with and all these kind of things, because African men are funny. They feel, I don't know. I was talking to one of a brother and says like, no, I cannot put her with a woman who's bleaching because her life is so expensive. She was telling me her life is so expensive. I mean, and then those chemicals smell like, yeah. So I cannot see myself having this woman for the rest of my life. So, yet women out there are doing this shit. I don't like saying that. Women do what they do for men, but to a certain extent, they do. Though, when you come to a group of ladies and post this, every woman is going to say they don't do this for men. you know they're going to say we do this because of our, on our own, because that's what makes us feel. Yeah, I know we're supposed to have that vibe. we're supposed to say that, but the truth remains that most of them do that because of men, of course. If men were not there, I don't know how the world will be, and if the women were not there, I don't know how men will be. But I feel like each and of us, most of the women, or most of the opposite sex, tries to do the other to impress the other. Though everyone will say, "I'm doing this because of me." Because it makes you feel bigger or whatever it is. I don't know, but I feel like, yeah, but of course, before that, I've seen Monique. It's so very much welcome, Sweetheart. Welcome to Black Open Network with me, Maria. I'm so excited to see you now, Monique. One girl down. Okay, now with the boys, of course, are taking the lead in Black Open Network. I don't know, girls, what we're gonna be doing because most of the time, boys always take the lead every time. But I'm so very excited to see you, Monique, my sister. I love you so much, and you're welcome, Black Open Network. Scott. Salute to you, and then Orlando, Dwight Davidson, Score, Kondo, and all my brother's kid. You're very much welcome. But before that, please do leave your comment. Let me see you and let me get to know who's always watching me, please. It always excites me to see who is watching, and I can always have your names at heart. I'm so great. I'm having like 9 people watching me. At least say something. Say hi, Maria. It is me. Even if you have nothing to say, let me just know that so and so is always watching me because it's always my pleasure, and it gives me positive vibes and a feeling to know who is always with me. Now, Orlando says that the greater the blackness, the higher the vibrational frequency will be. That makes you one with the Creator. The darker you are, the highest you are spiritually. You spiritually will be. Man, that means I'm close to the Creator. Ah, wow, now Lana, this is a positive vibe, really. Thank you. Now, Dwight Davidson says, our former All-Star basketball player, Sammy Sosa from Dominican Republic, who was very dark, bleached himself white. It seems black from Dominican Republic don't like the blackness. Well, there is this whole, you know, this whole mind enslaving chemistry going on all over social media and of course television. Hi, Anne. Oh God, I seen another sister watching in. Hi, Anne. I'm so happy to see you. You're very much welcome, Blackfire Network. Yes, thank you very much for coming out. That has been Anne. Wow, I like it when ladies are dropping it. Men are always taking the lead on Black Wi-Fi Network, and it's always my pleasure to see another woman coming. And you're very much welcome. I love you too, sister out there. Well, so back to Dwight. Dwight says, Dwight saying that okay, Dominicans don't like the blackness. Well, I feel like this is all that this is how far the media and all this, technology has taken black people to, because like the whole world shows us being black is not like health. It's very funny. I read about black AA women saying that sometimes that children are not, they are treated bad with their kind of hair in school, so they find like their hair is not smart. Having that kind of afro hair, having that African kinky hair, you're of course taken to be, shabby, which is not. So they are like, you should, I mean, palm your hair so that you can look smart with the uniform or what, I don't know. So you see this whole thing, it's like everything about it, they try to make us believe that everything about us is very, very wrong. Robert Williams says, just love yourself and opinions of others won't matter. Now that's Robert Williams. And of course, Scott says, Sister Luke at hot league maze. What you say? Well. Or Robert says, just love yourself and opinions of others won't really matter. Oh, exactly. And a sovereign might believe that most dark skinned people in Africa are just poor, turn a deaf ear and just say, like, I don't really care. But it all begins with knowing yourself and knowing the reason why you're dark and the vibes that darkness calls for. Now, I so I believe you will never understand how great being deep dark is until you step out of Africa. When you step out of Africa, I've seen this happen, like when you're walking at the streets of when you walk in the streets of diaspora and okay, outside Africa of another breed, and you're so this dark skinned, everyone is like looking at you and is like, wow. And then when you're in Africa, everyone is like looking at you, say, God, what's this? So you see what I'm trying to say? It all starts here in everyone feels like it's not just right, which is very funny. So when you step out of Africa, it's when you'll know how great your dark skin is, because I feel like African people are so very much brainwashed. They do not know what they carry. They do not know the greatness that they do carry. They do not know why is their hair afro. They do not get their connection. I always tell my brothers out there that just we are nature. We are nature, just like the tree. It got roots, and if you look at our hair structure, the African, I mean, just look at the way the tree grows. Look at the way the plants do grow. It's just like the way we are. And then but most of them do not even understand that we got melanin and this whole thing. They use the melanin and why we are dark. But we've so very much tried. Now there is one radio station. It is a TV here. It's called Africa, and I tried to go looking for a job because I'm a journalist by profession. So I went down there to look for a job. Now it's very funny. They keep saying that they talk about Africa and they are creating awareness. And when I went there, so I wrote down, my programs and how I want them to flow and everything I want to talk about, at least a little bit, in a script. And when I got there, the manager told me, no, you cannot say this on TV. Now, the funniest thing, it is called Africa, and I expect everyone to be talking about the truth about Africa. But well, whatever. As sometimes says Maria, question if you are closer to the government workers is the electrical better. Stop though, you brought back your question. I answered this question earlier before, but well, I will still do the same. Since you've carried here, I think God boy, did I? Or I think I answered to this question, or maybe the channel is bringing back these questions that were on the other former channels because I'm trying to read. Kids say that he thinks I froze and all this. Yeah. I so I believe I will just come back to. Maybe I've frozen again. Wait, please somebody say something. Have I frozen? I'm seeing the comments. Let me believe this have just been carried forwarded from the other channel to this one, because I'm seeing the comments that I tried. I'm black than suspect and I love it. No shame here. Oh, Scott says that there is no shame. He's blacker. Okay. But there is no shame. Okay. Scott, where are you exactly? I would like to know that place. Well, I would like to know that place where you say there is no shame. You're working with your blackness or with your head high, and nobody is questioning that. Well, now, guys, I'm a little bit confused with the comments that were dropping in previously from the other account. I talked about this. I answered most of your questions, and it will be really very sad. I know you are not frozen. Okay, thank you so much, Keith, for updating me. That I was worried. I was really worried. Okay, so I think this whole question have just been forwarded here, and let me hope I answered you. Let me see. Let me hope I answered my brother. Um. Okay. Let me first see who asked the question. Okay. Let me hope I answered you. Stomp down. Please tell me if you were there when I was answering these. I want to be sure that your answer right. And of course, it was about the electricity. He was asking about the electricity, if those in government are so advantaged compared to other. I some I believe they would love them too, but unfortunately, the way they supply electricity here has got nothing like privilege. So we all get it at the same, except that sometimes you have to pay for the bills, of course, and then when your bills are due, of course, you have to repay and refill your electricity. And of course, once again, very much welcome to Black of Fire Network. Please do comment and tell me how your blackness is exciting you, and how you're black, how you feel about being a black or dark skinned person, and how the society looks at you, how it views you, how it carries you. And of course, even if you're not dark skin, well, for me, I believe every black person is dark skin. No matter how your skin looks like, we all come from the same shell. And of course, we are all black people. Now, here in Africa, we've seen a lot of celebrities. Okay. Many celebrities in Africa do bleach. And I've seen in very many countries. Uganda is also a very, so people say it's not very developed. Probably people have not reached that point. That, to my point, though they are bleaching. And the funniest thing, people who bleach here are this kind of, like I said before, I don't like using some words, but maybe that's, we understand, just try to differentiate. Okay, some, the word low life people, is not healthy, it's not good. But some people were living in the low class kind of, oh god, do I even use those words? I don't know which word I can use to. I feel like I shouldn't even use that but these people who are living this kind of uh, well, I don't like using some words. I'm so very sorry. But of course, there are people here who just live that kind of life from hand to mouth, that kind of life. No saving kind of thing, kind of life. I hope that one sounds better than using the low life thing. It's not healthy for me and my ears and my minds. But yeah, that those kind of people are living from hand to mouth, no saving kind of people. So you find that with them, I feel like they do. We notice them so quick when they have bleached, because they use, I think, cheap cosmetics or something. Because I always see them. You will find a beautiful dark skinned woman, and then the next thing she will be selling. Uh, and the next thing she will be selling some small stuff, earning a little bit, and then she boom starts bleaching. That you will see her face is like one of a cracker, and the hands are going back to Africa, and then the food is also still on the motherland, and the face is going somewhere else. Somebody will be like, okay, where are you exactly? Give me an answer. And of course, those are crazy, crazy people asking such kind of question. Now, David Wilson is asking, is it celebrity women or men who bleach? Well, people do bleach here, whether you're a celebrity or not. But of course, celebrities have taken uh, um, a huge activity into that. I'm not saying more celebrities do bleach here, but at least I've not seen celebrities bleaching in my country. And most men are very dark here. In Uganda, most people are dark, deep dark skin. I've not seen celebrities here do bleaching, but I've seen, of course, in Nigerian movies, most men bleaching. Most men do bleach. A man will start when he's dark, and the second movie you will see him when the skin has turned. Others have dark, knuckles, and there's all things. So I feel like they're doing this whole thing all over. And of course, here in Africa, bleaching your skin is a sign that you have money. I'm going to take it like that, because what happens? Why didn't you bleach before you became a celebrity? Now you're changing your skin, after being on the, spotlight. And then what could be the reason? Of course, I'm seeing another brother, Haki Sunkapa. I don't know if I'm reading your name right, by this sound so African, of course, 100% I must be reading it right. Haki Sonka for you, Burma. Welcome on Black of Network. You have an interesting name. That's deep African name. Lando says that pure blackness is the frequency of the creator. Pure energy black is black. Carbon to be diluted is too less human. White is absent of vibration and frequency. It is non-existent on the spectrum of core. And of course, Hank is greeting everyone and like he's saying that Amani, Shenskirt, Haki, Shonkapa, Karibu, Karibu, Karibu. Of course, Landon, I was trying to tell us about darkness and white. Yeah, and if I so very much believe that now, like I was trying to give you an example when I wanted to preach about the skin bleaching and everything. Uh, um, I wanted to talk about it, and everyone was like, "You can't say that on social media. You can't take away. I mean, on our TV, on our radio, you can't take away people's choices of choosing how they want to look like. You know." And Robert says bleaching is no more than a practice of self-hate. Yes, that's true, Robert. Of course, self-hate, and that you feel like you want to tan your skin, or maybe you want to look like somebody else. But wow, that's happening, and I feel like people are so okay with that. But when I was given an example in a country in Africa, African men are very weird. Now, African women are trying to bleach just because they want to fit in and look, I don't know how, but probably they've seen these African men going out with a whole lot of bleached women. But the funniest thing is that they do go out with them. The camera is gonna watch them do that, but in the end of the day, when they are walking down the aisle, of course, you will see that very man having a very dark woman. So yeah, in Africa, most men, African men, believe that a dark skinned woman is responsible. Or I don't know, maybe, I don't know. To me, that's what I think. At least that's what my brothers tell me. Yeah, but again, some men say that a bleaching woman is very expensive. So probably they end up marrying this dark skin because they believe that they are not expensive or something. Well, I don't know, but of course, I would say keeping a dark skin could be expensive to a certain extent, more especially if you're not in Africa, because that dark skin takes a whole lot of, uh, natural thing, organic things, which is very expensive outside Africa. But in Africa, of course, keeping your dark skin pure and good, it does not take much. Of course, like everything is just around us, and the nature is just as so dark as we are. So everything is easy for keeping your dark skin good and glamorous and looking fabulous. Here in Africa, it is very easy. I don't know. So I will also read your comments. Please tell me how you try to keep your dark skin there. The weather, I don't know why. I know you guys, some of you have not been out of wherever you are, maybe outside USA. So sometimes I feel like I know our melanin complies, our melanin is suits like in every weather, so it does not complain. So it finds as long as it observes a little bit of sunlight, it is very cool. And then, well, still tell me what you feel. There is there is a way cracker skin is like, I don't know. Well, you cannot see my skin clear, but there is a way cracker skin is, and well, there is a way our brothers living outside Africa too. There is a way you guys, you people, there is a way your skin is a little bit different. Now, with our skin, there is a little bit roughness. That a little bit roughness. I don't know. Maybe it's caused by the weather outside there. There is that no, I don't know how I'm going to call that, because in Africa you find that most of our the skin is smooth, okay, and like gold, like a little bit. I don't know, but I've seen at least, and of course, my brothers when they come from when they come back to Africa, you realize that it takes them like 1 week for their skin to fall into place, for their skin to go back. and I feel like the maybe the weather is a little bit harsh over there or something. But yeah, you understand. So the skin thing, but here now, I've not put any cream on. I hardly put cream like most of the times, like during this, unless I'm going to school. But like when I'm home, most of the time I do go and have a shower. Probably because I do use aloe vera for my bath, aloe vera soap. So most of the time I don't, and then my skin still smooth. And but when I was in UK, it was a different case. I stayed in but sometimes I could feel some burning sensation on my skin. But and even when my brothers come back to Africa, it will take them something like 1 week to see their skins getting smooth. There is that lack of some oil in the skin. I don't know how your skin is right now. My dear brothers and sisters, you can tell me how your skin is and how your skin reacts when you've not put whatever thing you put on your skin, the oil, the chemicals, or whatever it is, even if you're not bleaching. So, how is your skin? How do you feel? Because I see like there is that kind of, like you put some powder, like someone's blood is not moving very well. I've seen them. I've seen because of course. But I've seen that happen. Like somebody has no fats in their body, and their skin is so like pale. It's so I feel like maybe because of the weather, or maybe it's so harsh. But well, before that, I will be reading the comments. Bleaching is no more than a practice of self-hate. Okay, that comes from Brother Robert Williams. Of course, I agree with you, true, 100%. Keith, do you want to come live with us? And Lando Winter says that bleaching is really destroying your epidermis from producing vitamin D. All right, vitamin D is the power of the sun. So here we say Amanugin Juba. So that the word means the power of the sun, Amanugin Juba. Here in, of course, more especially when they have some babies who are born with some deficiency, they put them outside in the sun. And of course, there is a tribe here, the northern part, when they when they give birth to a baby, they use shea butter, organic shea. Of course, you will find that like every family has shea, of which they make locally. So they will have to smear the baby with the shea and put the baby under a very early morning sun, which of course is a vitamin D. Rich in vitamin D. So you see, like babies very early in the morning, they have bathed them and they have smeared them with shea butter, and they put a mat outside on that very early sun, and the baby is having a very, very deep sleep under the vitamin D early in the morning and sweating all over. That's part of culture, and of course, some cultures do that. Like it's normal. And when I realized that culture, most of them are so deep dark. Could be because that's what they do to the babies when they are very, very young. They give them a high lot of vitamin D. Of course, that's Amanyigen Juba, the power of the sun and the solar. So my aunt says that sadly, many black people see skin as a sign of prosperity, see light skin as a sign of prosperity. Yes, and you're very true. Like I say, somebody will be uh, out there before he or she comes in, in the limelight. She having her cute skin, dark skin, and after a while you'll see the person trying to bleach. I'm like saying, you're already a celebrity. I mean, we already seen you on TV, so why are you doing this? Why are you trying to change your skin? So this is happening. So I agree with my sister Anne that most people see it as a sign of prosperity. So you have to show somebody that you're on another level. I have to bleach so like Maria is on Black Oprah Network. So now she's on another. Well, that's funny, but I was to say it that way. So I have to bleach my skin and then what? To show people that my bank account is heavy. Okay, but that's how it's true. Some people do. So I agree with Anna 100%. Robert says, could bleaching be a result of wanting to be accepted by white society, and by doing so, individuals believe they will be more acceptable? Well, the society, not only the white society, my dear brother, not only the white society, Robert Williams, but of course, the media has made us believe that we are inferior people. Probably they believe that they will be on a higher, I don't know, you know, probably they believe that they want to feel like they're somebody else, or probably, I don't know. I don't really get the reason as to why, because every excuse I'm trying to bring is kind of lame to me. It does not give anyone I feel like it shouldn't be the reason why, so that's why I'm trying to stammer, because of course I'm saying this, and I feel like it's not strong enough for someone to do such a thing. But of course, yes, people do, and the reasons, maybe they want to be accepted by the whites. But the funniest thing is, these crackers, when they're gonna sleep with African queens and kings, and then they want these whole deep dark skinned women. That's very funny. That's why I always say that they know us more than we know ourselves, most of us, because our cracker, honestly, most of them go for these deep dark skinned women. And then if it's a woman, they usually go for these deep dark skinned men. I've seen that in Africa. Okay. You look at a cracker, she gonna say, Marie, your skin is beautiful. I just love your skin. And you be like, okay, in everything I'm having, just love my skin. I'll be like, yeah, I just love your skin. I just love your hair. And why does them crackers love the skin the way it is? And they love it when it's so deep. And then a brother out there is shaming like, why you so dark and why you so black? And then somebody feels like I have to be bleaching my skin so that I can be on another level. Which level is that bullshit level? Whatever it is. But that's how people believe. We all got our own minds and how lame they are. Now, I'll still read, of course, that was Robert Williams who was telling us that could it be that bleaching of is a result of wanting to be accepted by white society? There is no white society here in Africa, but people are doing that shit. Yes, I believe to a certain extent it is probably because people believe that white people are superior. So you want to make yourself white so that you can be superior. Bullshit. Jim Anconda says, I think white people should put their babies to sleep in the nude during the noon sun during summer. Well, well, Jim and Kondo, that kind of, I don't know if that is gonna work for them. I really don't think that's gonna work for them. Because in Africa, most of them moving down in Africa, of course, they must be having the sunscreen lotions, trying to prevent their skins from getting wounds and damaged and what have you. So Africa's temperature is a little bit funny. The sun may not be so hot, but the temperature at times is very warm, and then sometimes the sun is so hot and the temperature is cool. So that's Africa for you. So and then when I feel like it's normal, the funniest thing, when you feel like you are in a normal temperature, or you are putting on a sweater because it's kind of cold, somebody will tell you, well, that's not cold, that is hotness. So you're like, well, but I'm wearing a sweater. So somebody said, well, that's not cold. So our temperature is so very moderate. And of course, Jim and Conda again says that tell white people that Jim and Conda says that uh mm, okay, let me first read this one now. Oh God, that tell white people that if they put their babies in the noon sun during height of summer, they will be immune from COVID. Now stop this joke. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but of course, I was told that COVID does not like hot things. So COVID does not like hot. See, I saw even some brothers doing a song about COVID. You know, Africans are very crazy. Even in the most desperate time, they are always making fun about everything. So I watched this brother make a video about COVID. COVID, what do you want from Africa? We are gonna burn you or something like that. It's a very nice and funny, weird song, but of course, they're like trying to tell COVID, you're not gonna survive here because we're gonna burn you to death. And of course, Lando says light skin is the present of albinism. Albinism is a treatment to your genetic. Well, this albinism, by the way, speaking of which, there are some parts like in my country which have a high rate of albinism, yet they also have a high rate of mixed people who like mixed with Indians. And during those times before, I mean, of course, just the Indians were so very many other other source of the source of River Nile, of course, is in Uganda. And Indians, now let me talk about that. Now, Indians were very mob in Uganda because they believed that one of their greatest philosopher, after after he died, they poured his ashes, and then of course the water flew with them through the river Nile. So most of the Indians came and started staying around that very place, around the source of river Nile. So when you go into that place, you find a whole lot of mixed people. And of course, it's where one of Ugandan's celebrity, she's called Zari. She's among the richest, of course, and famous women in Uganda. You can look her up. She's called Zari, and the boss lady. That's why she is. She was the ex-wife to Diamond Platinum, and of course, maybe they've gotten back with their relationship. So if you look at that woman, I remember a friend of mine, Dwight Davidson, asked me about like why is she so like she like a white woman? Yeah, because she's mixed with Indian blood. So yeah, and of course she comes to the areas around the source of the river Nile. Very many Indians were there before Idi Amin kicked them out of Uganda. There were very, very many Indians in that place because they believed Gandhi's ashes were poured at the source of river Nile. But well, before that, let me also read the comments. Light skin is the presence of albinism, and of course, I talked about that from Lando's comment. And there are very many rates of albinism in that very place. But you know, Africans and albinism believe is very weird. Africans, of course, we shall also be talking about that, as well. Most of them believe that albinism are spiritual, and of course, at the source of the Nile, there are a lot of spiritual things happening along there, day and night. Spirits, and people even see spirits moving up. I don't know what you think about spirits working, but they do in Africa. And I personally, ooh, it is night, and everybody's sleeping. It's already 3. I'm afraid of saying this, but I may run to my bed so very fast. But speaking about spirits in Africa, they are very, and if spirits want you to see them, they will appear. I've ever worked at the source of the Nile when I was in my intern, and then of course part time. I worked there, and no, I'm not going to talk about this right now, though my mind is going to it. Mm. I'm not gonna talk about it right now. I'm sitting around here. So, but yeah, there are a lot of albinos around that place. So people say because of the spirit, something albinos, Africans connect the albinism with the spiritual kind of things. So yes, Jim and Kondo is saying if the white baby stop moving and breathing, tell them it's not necessary from this. Come on, G-Man, stop this. I can't pass says as long as God is white in Africa, people will keep bleaching. White men will keep having their way with the women. Also, that's true. That's very true. As long as Jesus is white, that's very true. And of course, that's and then G-Man Kondo, you said CNN put out an article saying that if people die after taking the vaccine, it's not necessarily from the vaccine. So, well, and then I mean, Keith says that that white nurse who took the vaccine and fainted, she died. She died? Well, well, so now you see. So why are they saying that putting okay, CNN saying that when you take a vaccine and then taking a vaccine is not necessarily okay, when people die taking a vaccine is not necessarily from the vaccine. So why what were they waiting for to die? I mean what are they saying anyway? You know, this people so kind of weird. And then Keith is telling us that the woman who fainted died. Okay, I didn't know about that. Whatever, them crackers and their own shit. Well, it's good they are trying to test this thing on themselves. Let's keep them. Let's watch them. I don't even know how it's gonna be compatible with the black people. So you cannot test a white woman or a white man and tell me that it's compatible with me. Of course, we are two different people with different genes. And then he says that the British brought the no good Indians into Africa and they are everywhere. My dear. And the funniest thing, they feel like they're Africans now. And they even have our national IDs like they're citizens here. It's very weird. And one time I wish I could host this kind of guys and ask them questions about boots. Oh, I think I would do that one day. You know, there are so very many here believing those most more especially those who believed in Gandhi. I know you guys have read about that Gandhi man who used to wear those funny glasses. You know, the British. Okay, now I can. Okay, yes, she died. She was what 45 years old. They tried to hide that she died. Oh God, really? Anyway, that's the good thing. It was them Quaker's wife or brothers and whatever it is. She died. Now I didn't know about that. I was just okay. I saw a spirit in my house. I told him to get the hell out. He didn't. He didn't pay any rent. East and are the bastards of the human race. Now there is a comment. Lando, you just commented something, but I cannot see it. I don't know why. And Keith is saying that he saw a spirit in his house and he told him to get out. He didn't pay any rent. Gandhi was a no good dirty racist. Yes, and of course that was Gandhi. Muhammad, you're very much welcome on Blackwood Fire Network, Muhammad. You're very much welcome, Karibu. You're very welcome, Shukran. Thank you for coming on Blackwood Fire Network. Kev Halik, my brother. And then okay. Gandhi was a no good dad. A racist Robert says trying to wipe us out and it's always backfires. Of course, they are literally trying to kill us with the vaccines. Of course, that's a comment coming from Mohammed saying that they are trying to kill us with our vaccines. Now, the good thing we've seen this happen, and I so very much believe that now. You know, I always tell people that the ancestors of Black people are not sleeping. They will tell and now every African is putting a question mark to what happened. So everyone's like scared of the fact that that woman fainted in front of the TV and the cameras and the whole world was watching. So, well, I hope they spread the news that the woman is dead so that everyone should also know. So when you see, I told people that Africans gods and the gods of black people are watching, and somehow they're going to try to awaken us. And fortunately, there are those big-headed kind of people who do not, um, who don't really want to see what the gods are showing them. Now, thank God, King Doriel said, if you watch some Pablo Lumumba interviews, he has a pic Gandhi on his wall, a pic of Gandhi. Well, some people believe that Gandhi was a good person. Some people believe that Gandhi had strong words. Some people believe that but well, Gandhi was a racist. Now, Derek Mohammed is saying that there is a rumor that she died. Well, hopefully, if that rumor is right, it at least it would show most black people and Africans who are trying to accept the vaccination. At least they will put a question mark to this. Oh God, I thank my ancestors that this happened, you know, and then I really thank them that this happened, you know. Keith Newson says that yes, there are, and the young lady fainted in front of the TV, and now she's dead and stink. No, that's a crazy shit. I know you guys are. I mean, I know. Okay, now she's dead, and they're not telling the world. Probably they're going to come out and say she found. Probably they're going to come out and say she had high BP, HBP. Probably they're going to come out and say she had a sort of thing or something like that to cover up that shit. But I thank our ancestors that we saw this happen alive. Well, Keith says that he has the proof and he's not playing it on. He hasn't played it on YouTube. Well, let's show the word out there that this happened, and probably some people will withdraw from embracing the vaccine. Of course, this vaccine. I don't know if I shared this with you, Keith, on Messenger, but I tried to put this out on my Facebook, and of course, Facebook brought me a notification that it's false and it's not true, and I should stop talking about things which are not true. I don't know who says this kind of shit in my messenger, but of course, the message is always from Facebook, where they were saying that the vaccines comply DNA from different organisms. So of course, so if people wake up and start eating each other because your DNA has been mixed with some kind of a wild animal or something, only on the network I will play it. So Dwight says that he's gonna play that very thing. Now Mohammed, he says it's not on the news because they are probably trumping up their fake ass stories saying it wasn't the vaccine. Of course, I know they are seated out there trying to cook something. Jim and Conde is asking Kate, seriously, does that nurse who fainted died? Let me get close to my uh my socket here. And I see how I'm gonna charge because like I told you, I came live when my power just came back and my phone was not fully charged. I don't usually use my PC because it's the other side and uh, so close, so the noise is always like Jim. And so Keith is replying to your comment that yes, she did and stinking. Of course, she has to stink anyway. But like we said that I had that article. I don't know if I did share it with you, Keith. I'll try to see how. Of course, my mom shared that with me. So they were trying to say, and of course, we have to analyze this whole thing if at all YouTube won't put us down, Keith. Where a lady was trying to analyze this whole vaccine thing, yeah. And she was saying that if you look at the vaccine, you can still Google down and get to know the meanings that are put on the box. And then she was saying that there are some genes I think these people are trying to genetically modify us through this vaccine. I don't know if I've used the right word, but they're like trying to genetically modify us through these vaccines, and maybe they want to turn us into zombies or something. You know, because it is it is very sick. Why do they put genes in the vaccines? Why do they put genes in there? Probably they're trying to genetically modify us. And maybe they are using these other people they are putting out there to show us that the whatever has no problem. They are sacrificing them for their big goals, of course. What a hell. We know them crackers and their missions. And then, of course, Jima, Keith says that yes, Jima, she did, and Stinky. Mohammed, he says that Jima Kondo, I felt hard 2 days ago about her dying, but I don't care how true it is. Okay, okay, that was Mohammed. And then um, Jima says that Lando waiting, I can't approve your last post. What a fuck. Okay, I did too. I tried to read that comment, but I can't. I don't know what's going on. Probably, and even I don't see Lando. Okay, now I see you here. You say that which one? All right, there is no need of vaccine. This is a false flag satanic agenda. That's Mohammed, and YouTube will allow Lando comments. Yeah, it could be. I tried to see Lando. I saw him say something. So I was trying to read Lando's comment, but they were not going through. Like someone hit them. So I was trying to check if I did, but of course, I tried to place show, but I could not. So yes, Maria, they want genetically modifiers, no shit. Yeah, that means it's true because of course, why do you want to give us that damn gene thing through vaccination? They want us to turn into zombies so that we can start eating one another. I sent something about now news are running that I saw something like CNN. I don't know whether there is a TV fake something that's called CNN, but of course, trying to say that some patient did eat other patients' life. Well, someone told me it's a funny fake news, something like that. But of course, there was a picture that it happened. I think in Los Angeles or something. I don't know. Um, uh, Jim and Kondo say that he couldn't approve it. Did you delete it? No. Kondo, I don't think he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. He should tell us. He should tell us because I also saw, but I could not read it. Of course, I could not approve it. So yeah, and then we need to remove these devils asap. That's Mohammed, and I think Kondo and Jiman are trying to communicate. So I won't read your comments. We need to remove these devils as soon as possible. That's Mohammed. And okay, Keith agrees that they want to genetically modify us. And then, well, Jima says that Landis comment, the black idiots that will take the vaccine, the Jesus believers who deserve to die anyway. Was that what Landis said before they deleted his comment? Well, okay. Of course. And the funniest thing, how these guys are playing their game is also very funny. Because most of them now are trying to use the Bible. Like it was written in the Bible that this pandemic is going to come. So, but when I tell my brothers out there, this is all their propaganda. So it's like a book, it's like a diary, it's like something that they write and say this whole thing. And so they'll be like, we are setting that time, and this is gonna happen at a certain time. So they are just releasing their plans every single day. Now we are like a novel. So and these are from novels, of course, to movies. So the Bible is like a novel, and what is happening is a movie from the novel. So, but most Christians are like, yes, Jesus said this. Now you can see it is happening. So Jesus spoke about the pandemic, and Jesus spoke about this, and yeah, here it is. So I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna wake up and tell them it's now because like from they believe in that novel, and now the movie's out, it's playing, and everyone's like, God damn it. They never said it, and then reading, of course, couldn't approve it. Did you delete it? Jim and Con, okay, no problem. And the sad thing is that Maria is one of the only work people Africa who knows about them. Ah, kids. Well, at least my mom too. My family does. And my family does, and I'm so very glad. My mom is medical personnel though, but she believes that this is not right. I'm also so glad that my mom is with me and my family, my brothers too believe that this vaccine is not here for good. And some people, so some Africans do, except that they don't have a space, to say this. Of course, most of them are even afraid because now vaccinating little children here is also is something that is now is going on, even if parents don't have a consent to that, they'll still vaccinate those little babies. Now, there's also a question I'm always having with this little babies vaccination. Nowadays, they have turned to be the vaccinations are a lot. A baby's having like three shots at once on the left thigh, on the right thigh, on the right thigh, on you know so they're having this whole thing, everything has changed, and then you have no choice. And the one thing I believe is, why is it that when babies are vaccinated, you spend like 3 days when they are crying throughout the night and the next morning and they are crying? That means whatever they have put in them is something which is not right. Why should they be crying? Why should they fall sick for the 3 days, and then they will give you an excuse that the medicine, the vaccine is working on the baby, so that's why the baby's crying. So when you look into that when you look in the logic of it all, there must be something more than whatever they say, you know. And then of course, Jim, I'm gonna say there are a lot of articles, but dying. There are a lot of articles, but the dying the nurse. There are a lot of articles but denying the nurse died. They're like, everyone's denying. Okay, they should bring her out and prove to the world that she's not dead. Probably they're gonna make someone wear a mask or some shit like that. Why are they denying? They should show us the nurse. Is she still in coma or is she sick or whatever is going on? So kind of says that who knows? And Mohammed says, you mean willing, take it, Jim and Connor. If I get it, it will be forced. Okay, then why don't they just show her then if she isn't dead and, stinking? And I know you, kid. I know after saying stinking, you're laughing. You're laughing out loud. Anyway, Jima says, I'm asking myself the same question. And of course, Robert Oko says she may turn you into a zombie. Maybe she turned into a zombie. Could be. This whole movies that these shit movies they're trying to show us. Probably this is all the vaccine, and they want to turn us into zombie. These people have their kind of weird brains that them animals. So of course they have the weird animal brain thinking shit. Maybe they want to see zombies all over Africa so that they can take our land. Hell no. Besides, this land is not for them. Are they going to cover the sun? The sun will burn them down into skeletons. But of course, you cannot wipe out Africa. I was trying to tell you that issue of Congo, the war in Congo. It's also, despite they are taking their minerals, they also want them depopulated. But the funniest thing, even with measles running up and down, Congolese are giving birth day and night. Good, the gods of Africa are very weird. Me, I believe in children. Anyway, I believe in parents having babies and creating that strong for. But today, that's not a discussion. But like that's an example to show that African gods are not sleeping, nor do they slumber, because now people think that they are trying to bring that new world order plans to Africans, and the funniest thing now they brought this family planning thing, and now there is something weird that's happening to African women. They vaccinate them, not wanting to have children. through these family planning methods. And African people are very, I don't know, should I say that gods? I love using that because, of course, it's a god. And in the end of it, you will see a woman having three babies through. It's like God is saying, now, why are you saying? The African ancestors saying, are you joking with us? Now she's gonna produce three babies at a go, to compensate for the days you were using that shit on her. So this is happening here. So it's like some women say, what's wrong with the vaccine? So people are going in for family planning, and at the end of the day, you don't want to have very many babies, but you're putting to bed a whole lot of babies instead. So you see, anyway, so whatever plan they have for Africans will never prosper. And whatever plan they have for black people will never prosper. And of course, Jim and Conde said, Robert Williams, she is trust bullshit all the way around. I just know that when they invaded Vietnam, the first thing they did was carry out vaccination. Well, you see that? And this vaccination, the vaccinating of young, you know, sometimes I sit and look at things and think and go everything through and exploit and exhaust it, all the possible means of but why they are vaccinated. Now there is this vaccination they're trying to do, Sijui, uh, uh, hepatitis B vaccination. They're doing it on babies and all these other things that they're trying to do. But well, before the vaccination, Africans were living longer. All right, you'd find people are living at 120 years when they still have their teeth in their mouth, when they still have their eyes, they're not wearing glasses, when they're still strong. A 120-year-old, is still strong. The ears are still hearing and the brain is still functioning. But they did not have these vaccines. But the vaccines now, everyone's like dying like shit. And then people don't even go beyond 45 years. If God blesses you, if the God bless you, and they say, well, my child, you have to go through this shit. I'm having your back covered. I mean, those are our ancestors now trying to protect us. Probably you'll go to 50, and if they try to struggle with you throughout, that you go to 55, everyone will be saying that you're living your plus years. But this whole vaccination, I thought it was supposed to protect black people. I mean, to protect us from different diseases. But in the end of it all, it's killing us slowly by slowly. So probably these vaccines have an age limit that someone should not grow old to a certain extent. And parents, which parent would want to put a life limit on their children if at all they knew this bullshit? But well, it's happening here in Africa. So you're supposed to vaccinate your child, whether they want it or not. Of course, the first thing is like, is your baby vaccinated? Now they have increased the vaccines. You understand? This is all bullshit. Okay, let me read the comments, my brothers and sisters. And where have you gone? Monique, what are you doing? I'm not seeing you comment, my sisters. Dina, this time she not here. Nisha Penda is also not here. So the ladies, where you are? I'm only seeing the boys. But well, Key News says it is poison, and 70 goofy puppet as well. Make the people take the shit to please his European masters. Mohammed Tabi gets to care how we live from now on, gets to dictate how we live on now on. Now that's Bill Gates as man there. I know that man, God. So, but well, one day he will also go. He will also die. So Bill Gates thinks he's not gonna die. Shit. Now, Kate Newton says exactly what it's, Maria. New World Order plans to wipe us out through vaccination and family planning. And of course, Dwight said the New World Order is using Google, YouTube, etc. to hide their plans to depopulate Africa. Of course, I agree with you, Dwight, 100%. I agree with you. I agree with you for sure. Then Mohammed says there is studies that shows vaccinated are much less healthy than unvaccinated. You see, that's true. I agree with you 100%. This is something I was telling some of our parents around here in my neighborhood. I mean, whenever she takes the baby for vaccination, the baby falls sick, and then and in the villages, babies even run naked. The lover, they are in a cold, they are under the sun, they are being beaten by mosquitoes, they're going through a shiba, they are living. Okay, but and this is happening. So, Mohammed, I agree with you 100%. Kids is exactly Maria. How about that? Okay, talking about the ancestors. How about what Jesus is going to get you, Maria? Talking about. I'm here, but still listening to you. Okay, Washington. You're very much welcome, sir. Very much welcome, my brother. Very much welcome, Washington on Black of Network. Yes, I love it when you comment something. At least let me know who's watching, so that next time I want to miss you when you are not live with me. I'll just know I'm not seeing Washington. He not here. That's enough for me to feel the vibe. Even if you'll not be here, I'll be with you spiritually. So please, it's always my pleasure to see somebody comment. Nokia Washington says that he's here and or listening to me. Thank you very much, Kay. And of course, Lando says that the reason substitutes for you substitutions for US for us Africans on this planet. The reason there isn't a substitution for us Africans on this planet. The planet would itself will create a catalysm to receive the hybrid to do what? My phone has my phone has this kind of white thing around it, so sometimes it blocks some words. That's why I don't get some other things. So I do believe what you're saying, that the planet itself will create a catalysm. Okay, I do get that. Now, Kay say I believe K is a woman. Yeah, you believe K is a woman. Yeah, because okay, Kay says that she here and she watching. All right, Kay, thank you very much. Kid says that she believes you're a woman. Yeah, I'm always so very, very proud of the ladies. Of course, the kings are always taking lead when it comes to Black Ophir Network in the comments. But whenever I see my queens out there also trying to say something, I feel the vibe so high. I feel like, because we hold a very high energy when it comes to our families. And of course, when you consciously awaken one woman, you've already awakened the entire black race. Because, like I always tell you, that black men are created to defend us physically with their punches and their body. They are there to defend us physically, and when women are there to defend the black nation, spiritually. And I believe that spirituality is stronger than physical. I'm sorry, but that's it. I believe that spirituality is stronger than physical. So yeah, of course, it is 4 a.m. in the morning right up here in Uganda. And guys, we've had this ride from 2, and of course it is 4, but I will still want to still continue with you guys. Kay say yes, all woman. Well, I'm so glad, sister. You're very much. Well, when I had your name like Kay Washington, I thought you were a king out there. But you're very much welcome. And of course, we have sisters like Dina, who is not here today because I've not seen her say something. We have very many sisters. You will meet them, and I so very much believe you've been here and you know them. I have other sisters like Monique, Nisha, and of course, beautiful one, and very many sisters on Black Hoffi Network. Probably today the timing wasn't that fair that they've not been here, but Kay, I love you and thank you very much for coming on Black Hoffi Network. Now, guys, it's 4 a.m. in the morning, and tomorrow I'm supposed to go to school, so I will need to have some sleep. And of course, I say, Jim and Kondo, you're very much welcome and thank you for watching. Mohammed, Shukran, thank you for coming. And Keith, of course, I salute you. Thank you for the Black Old Fire Network plans and, of course, getting our backs all the time. And of course, Adwai Davidson, I love you when you're here. Thank you very much for coming. Robert Williams, I salute you, my brother. Much love from me. And thank you very much for coming to Black Wolf Network and watching Maria this late night and leaving whatever you're doing and putting everything on Black Wolf Network. That means there is too much love. Lando, thank you very much, my brother. You're always here every time, anytime. Jim and Kondo, guys, I always know you are always here. And this time I'm having Kay, and I know you are also going to be here, my sister. And of course, Robert, thank you very much too for coming. I've not seen some brothers, and I don't know. I want to go through all your names, guys. I'm about to retire for Bates, so I'm saying that. Thank you very much for coming. I'm trying to scroll down your names. If I've not mentioned you, it doesn't mean that I do not recognize you. I love you so very much, 100%. And it's always my pleasure to see you guys with me throughout these late hours. Because, of course, leaving all the important things you're doing and putting everything on Blackout Fire Network means that you love us. Of course, Ish, Ikan Fire, I can see you. I can thank you very much for coming on Blackout Fire Network. And Scott also, as on Kafa, you were there with me. And of course, all the brothers who did not comment, of course, Anne, my sister, also dropped in and said she's watching, even if she has not said anything. Guys, I'm so very much very excited to have you, queens and kings, at our Block of Fire Network throughout the times I've been here. And of course, you've left all your important things to come here and for this common cause of Black unity, and of course, showing love to the Black people. I love you all so much. I love you very much. Amani, indeed, Jiman Kondo, and all my brothers, Mohammed, Salam. Yes, thank you very much for being with me, and of course, taking me throughout this late night. And I'm going to sleep. I'm going to bed. So that's how African babies say when they want to sleep, when you're forcing them to speak the English thing. But okay, I'm going to bed. Of course, tomorrow I have to be to school, and I have to retire. I want you to know that I love you so much. And thank you very much for coming on Black Wolf Network and watching us and leaving everything you're doing just for me, Maria. It's a very, very great privilege and always a very sweet feeling to have you all. For the ladies and my sisters out there, yes, let's keep it burning for spiritualism, and of course, supporting our kings out there. Keith, thank you very much for Black Hot Fire Network, and have a blessed night. I guess you guys will soon retire for bed. I don't know the time there, but of course, it is 4 now, 20 minutes past 4. I have to go to bed. I love you all. Bye bye.